What are we talking about?
I don't know. Just shit.
Is this going to be on the video?
I hope so. I'll edit and find out.
It's playing right now?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Unreal.
Absolutely. All right, we're back. Performance Matters Podcast. We're here with Dave Teutenberg, the IPC OG and GOAT. Just finished up 7 years, May 2nd.
Yeah, big run. 7 years.
It's been
7 years. Run. I did, it goes fast and slow, I guess, depending on where you're at and all of it.
The days are long and the years are short. Days are long and the years are short.
You guys got all the quotes, man. I listened to Miles is the quote machine.
He has a lot of metaphors.
Yeah, he's the metaphor guy.
He has metaphor
sure.
Miles. That's what it is.
For sure.
Metaphor Miles. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, and then the podcast you guys just did was awesome, right? Like, the stories are endless, and you just picture yourself being back there at the old place, and then we were just even shooting the shit yesterday about this place not coming up on 3, but closer to 3 than 2.
Yeah, rounding around the fucking second base mark here.
Yeah,
it's fucking crazy. I don't know. We were reflecting on last week's episode. It was just, like I said, it was kind of crazy. We're thinking back and trying to piece it all together, like step by step, and try how detailed. I'm like, fuck, I got one pretty detailed in some shit. But I was like, man, the COVID years were crazy. Just starting was crazy.
The starting part was nuts. Like coming in and like I had started my training at like a guy's home gym, so I was pretty used to like a pretty small kind of setup, 1 squat rack, kind of.
Yeah.
Everything's just there. You do what you can, and then you reached out. I came in. I'm like, oh my god, this place is huge. Yeah. 2 racks.
Yeah, it was huge, eh?
two racks.
You versus the guy.
You had road barbells. I was like, this guy knows what's up. The massive bumper plates.
Yeah, those were. Yeah,
and the turf. So day 1, you threw me on the turf for the sled pyramid.
Yep.
Just, hey, how are you? My name's Dave. Yeah, you're going to do sled pyramid today. Okay.
I'm going to fuck you up.
yeah, pretty much. I didn't walk for a couple days.
Fuck you up.
And that's kind of how it started. But that place was wild. 2 squat racks, a glute ham machine, and the cable pull down.
Yeah, very
but the concepts were still all similar, right?
Yeah.
The programming cards, they look similar.
Yeah.
The warm-up, which was totally new to me.
Yeah.
I remember being tired from the warm-up.
Yeah.
Just so much more volume of training packed into 1 hour. Just like when you're not used to any of it, like not coming from a training background at all.
Yeah.
And then you were on your own.
Yeah.
So it's just you.
Yeah.
And you booked one-on-one sessions. There was no teams. There was no semi-private.
0.
You walk in. It was weird because you had 2 squat racks, but there was only ever one-on-one.
It was more aesthetic at that point. It was just, it looks really cool.
Yeah.
Worth the investment.
Yeah. And then but you had it all set though. You had like the automated booking. I knew right away, like it was going to be good for me just because OCD, like accounting background. I was like, I just need somewhere I can book online and show up.
Simple. Yeah, try to keep it fucking simple. Those are.
Yeah.
I remember even just, like I said, the building. I remember it was still under construction, the old spot. And then we didn't have rubber floors yet. And I think the Falcons team were coming in because we were finishing up at the old spot, coming to the new spot. I remember Jenna and them were still coming in too because we were just transitioning from, the building part.
Yeah.
It was literally just a couple squares of rubber mats on concrete.
Yep.
And then the fucking turf was over there still. So we spent most of our time on the turf because the floor was concrete.
Yep.
And that turf was oddly shaped, like 4.5 feet wide.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 yards with the corner being 12.
Yep. You had the rope.
Yeah, I had the fucking rope that nobody except me would climb.
Yep. Tried it, couldn't climb it.
Nobody from
took that off the program card.
I was like, holy fuck. Everything. I'm like, now looking back, I'm like, there's so many fucking things that are like just looked cool. And I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking?
You made use out of all of them. You had the tire.
Mm-hmm.
I love the tire.
Oh, fuck. No, I was like propping up the basketball net at the front.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
you had the basketball net?
Yeah. I had the hoop. I broke the hoop dunking.
Yep.
It's fucking.
Yeah. So early days.
Oh.
I was there.
That was crazy. So then I think I want people, this is a big part I want people on because you've been around, since the start of IPC 7+ years ago now. So it's like, the average person, you know what I mean? Just like the day-to-day guy or girl that's fucking in the trenches, doing their busy work and everything else like that. How do you kind of keep on your path and plan to like making sure you're prioritizing your health, your fitness, and everything else? Because I think a lot of people, again, we talk about all the fucking time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like all the shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm late to the game, I guess, right? Like, was intimidated by the gym my whole life. Always wanted to work out and be like a guy in shape. Still trying to be a guy in shape. Got into my 30s and I was like, hey, you got to get in shape. Like, you're the kind of shape that you don't want to be. And that's when like I said, I found a guy who was doing it at his home gym and I was comfortable with him. And just started there, and I was like, I'll just start by getting stronger. Mm-hmm. But basically, always having something that you're working toward, and then knowing when it's time to change it. And you can't be too picky, right? Like, it's get stronger, it's get leaner, it's get faster, it's row, whatever it is. There was always something that I just kept putting in front of me, and before you know it, like I said, the years go by.
Yeah.
But you keep it fresh.
Yeah, we keep it fresh. I think that's the big difference too. Like a lot of times, like comparing athletes to just, regular folks that are just trying to, honestly, like it's a very broad range of, I want to stay healthy, stay in shape. And again, there's different terms for it. Like I want to put on more mass, lose fat, all the stuff that really there's a lot of crossover with so many of those things. You know what I mean? Like, it's good to sprint still, even though you're trying to lose weight and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But like really like the flexibility, I think for that is more like, I think that makes it more fun. It's more relaxed. It's more flexible to adjust. Like everyone has like a set goal point, and then 12, 16 weeks, 20 weeks go by, and also might be a different, goal post, something like that. So it's kind of flexible where it gets to change a little bit. Yeah.
And without really ever having like a specific, aside from when I did the rowing, which was quite specific, what I was hoping to achieve, and we could talk about it, but generally speaking, the objectives were pretty broad.
Yeah.
And so if I came in, at first when I came in, whatever you wrote on the card, I did it. We didn't know each other that well. You're in charge. You write it down. I do it. Over time, though, you start to realize, like, I just don't quite like this particular exercise. Some people hate a certain exercise all the time, absolutely. Right? But it was just like, then you could speak up. Yeah, like, this isn't really for me. Here's why. Maybe it just hurts. Doesn't feel comfortable. And like, I'm not going to be in the Olympics.
Yeah.
So let's put something else in that it's going to make me happy to do it. That doesn't take away from the end sort of big picture. You guys are always great at just mixing and matching stuff. Oh, yeah. I mean, there's the staples. You could see I got 1 million program cards at this point. Oh, yeah. You could see the staples that are always on there, and then you just find a way to make the best out of them.
Yeah.
Like in the end, if you don't actually like working out, you're just not going to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I mean, I must have come here now, like literally 1,000 times.
At least, I'd say at least
like at least 1,000
times. Yeah.
That's like 1,000 times I've left home, got in my car, like got dressed, came here, like did a workout, went home. Like you don't come 1,000 times somewhere. Like, and I laughed when some of the people were like, the workout. I'm like, you get to choose to come here. Yeah. Like this is my break for the day.
This is your choice.
This is like one of the best parts of my day. So yeah, it's hilarious, right? It's just like in the mind, right? Like
it's very, there has to be some, I think people say like, you gotta love what you do and love all this. You have to love everything about it. But I think it's like learn to love what it kind of stands for almost. Like,
100%.
You know what I mean? Like, it's really hard to, because again, people like stuff that make them feel good. They, like massage and everything else, which is all valuable. It's not taking away from any of that stuff, but it's more just like that stuff makes you feel good in the moment. So it's kind of hard to like, how do you hold on to this thing that's going to be like a slow burn?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it's going to make you feel a certain way, probably sore and feeling a lot of things for a while before you even notice any improvements in anything. You know what I mean? So,
you notice it up here though. Yeah. Like 1,000%. Like I remember the excuse was always like, well, it's busy because everyone's busy.
Everyone's fucking
so
busy.
It gave up that excuse, right?
Everyone's busy.
No, and really no different, right? Family, kids, work. But there was a point where it was like, I'm going to do this because I'm busy.
Yeah.
Just to show it all show
motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Call what it is.
Like that's your excuse now. That ain't my excuse anymore. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you just hang on to like bitterness is a fuel sometimes, right?
Yeah, a little bit of edge.
Yeah. Sometimes that's what got me to come to the gym. I was like, other people are saying they won't do it. I have no reason to do it except for to say I do it.
Yeah.
That would get me through 2 months of training.
Yep.
and then be like, oh, December's coming up, and like I really want to deadlift something like heavy.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Nope.
But because I want to.
Yep. Zero.
And it's like, hey, let's get a program in the fall to like build toward December. So that's 2 more months of training, and then December.
Yep.
And then we're on to the new year.
Yep.
So it's crazy how it goes fast.
Yeah, it's just stacking. Again, the goalposts continually shift. You hit something, you close something. All right, now it's this. Now it's that. But there's always something like hopefully tangible-ish.
It does spill into it spills into other parts of life. There's no question. Like the training's the training, and you feel good when you do it. But like to be able to do it when you're busy, or you shouldn't be doing it, or you overcome, like it's the mental side for sure. Even at closing in on 45, like the mental side's still huge for all other parts of life.
How do you like now? Because again, people, same boat. People are in their 40s or 30s or 50s.
Yeah.
Whoever like that, they're busy. Like, what would you say to them that's like, hey, how do you overcome that obstacle? Like, hey, you're going to say you're too busy. You're going to say this, that, and the other thing. Or, I feel like there's even like a thing where people say, well, I have to kind of like get in shape before I go and start training because they feel it's almost like I have to clean my room before the maid comes. Just like preemptively, I'm ready for the cleaning person
Just
to
remember,
come.
kids, you should clean your room.
Clean your damn rooms, damn it. It's the simplest fucking thing.
Yeah. Just don't expect a lot except for what you can put into it. Like super guilty, right? Like, I got to drop a couple pounds. So what do? Like you cut out everything.
Mm-hmm.
I did. You had John Berardi on, which is cool for me because I did the whole PN program and I saw him on all the videos. So it's kind of a neat full circle for me.
Very cool, yeah.
But yeah, it's like build the habit slowly and don't expect a lot. Like showing up is literally the win for the first little while. Like you checked the box, you were here. And once you're here, you might as well put a good effort in because you got here.
Oh, huge. A lot of times, like, it's hard to walk in and be like, I'm not going to get, a little bit better today at some regard. I'm not going to do nothing.
Yeah, you guys walk the fine line of like pushing but not pushing too hard. Like I don't know how you guys do it with so many different people because you see hundreds of people come through here. Everybody's motivated in a different way. Yeah. And I think for me, like you guys hit it bang on, was like, we're going to challenge. Yeah. And I was like, I'm not letting you guys like I'm a nothing athlete, but I'm not letting you guys tell me like you can't do something. Like if it's like you got this crazy whatever circuit at the end of a workout, we're doing it. Yep. We're doing it. We're not.
We'll be fine.
We'll survive.
Yeah.
And I think for some, like it's like you got to know when to pull back.
Yeah.
And then push, or like maybe like encourage a little more.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their own buttons. That's where you guys come in.
Yeah, it's kind of like being a chameleon, really. Like there's so many different personalities, so many things that people kind of hang on to that motivate them or drive them, and then their feedback cycles are different, like how they learn, how they respond to feedback.
You're just reading them on the day.
Yeah.
You look like you're tired today.
Yeah. It's like read the room a little bit. Be a fucking human.
Yeah.
Just
We have
this fucking big thing to do today. You look like shit. We're gonna just.
Remember when you guys used to do the red, green, yellow?
Yep. A lot of reds today.
Sleep. I'd come in, red. Just mark it all red.
Yeah, fucking just draw a line. Red all the way. What about now? Red.
Eating red.
Red.
Sleep red.
Sleep red. I do it. Shut up, red. Is it like an orange? No.
Yeah.
No. Is there a darker shade than red?
It's crazy though. You start to learn it on your own, right?
Yeah, I think
you don't need to ask me now, right? Like I'm like, and like some of the equipment tells you.
Yep.
You got those VTB machines, like that's going to tell you.
Yeah.
We're not loading more on today. We're stopping here.
Something quantifiable we can kind of hold on to a little bit. Yeah, it's getting close to the mark, being less wrong, I think. And like I said, with a lot of personality types and things like that, it is a lot of just be a fucking human being. Like people are here, athlete or not. Like again, a lot of athletes feel like they need to be here just because whether a coach tells them or someone tells them, so there's a little more structure there, and there's like a finite thing where you're trying to achieve this outcome, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, there's still people that are doing something that is going to be strenuous. It's hard. And hopefully you can find, help them find a love for just the training process in general and respect for it, where it's like, hey, like you might not like everything you're going to do. Yeah. You know what I mean? But maybe we can appreciate that these things will help you get closer to whatever you're striving for. And who knows, we can sprinkle in a lot of things that, what do you enjoy doing? You know what I mean?
And just learn to let go a little bit. Like I'm not a trainer.
Yeah.
I don't study all the stuff that you guys study. Sometimes you write stuff on that I don't even know what that means or how to do it.
It's crazy. I didn't invent that.
It's wild, right? Like, and then I'm like, you know what? They put this down here for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you just do it? don't give up on it after the first. Like sometimes, like, oh, this was just not for me. But then after the second one, like we had sprinting,
Yep.
and I feel like an absolute fool.
Mhm.
I'm like, I'm gonna book when it's early and no one's here
No one
to
can
see
see
me
you
run like a fool. But like, then I would leave the turf for my workout. I'm like, I just feel way better.
Yep.
It was kind of fun.
Yep.
And then the next time you don't care so much what somebody, no one's watching anyway at the end of the world. No one cares.
Nobody gives a shit.
Right.
I think that's a huge thing.
Or they're just like, look at that guy. He's trying his best.
Yeah.
Because honestly, that's what I think when I see people in the gym. I'm like, good for them.
Yeah. How can you not? You know what I mean? Like in reality, I think that's a big perception thing. People are like, oh, they're looking at me like, I get it. Like there's like a preconceived notion like how everyone's. In reality, nobody gives a flying shit.
Yeah, you're more prone to appreciate the person who's here and trying.
Yeah, they're here. They're obviously here for a reason. Like they have their own ambitions and they're doing whatever they can to just get closer.
That's one of the cool things about being here since day one is like I mean some of these we'll say kids.
Yeah.
And they're not kids anymore.
No.
It's wild, and I mean that you train them.
Yeah.
So you must feel old.
I am old. Yeah. Since they're like 14, 13, whatever years old now, they're graduating or their careers, and you're like,
it's wild. Fuck. Like the guys, the rowers from Harvard. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, they're all.
They were all high school. Now they're all finishing Harvard.
Yep.
They stay in contact. They pop in. Right. They were huge. Like they help with some of my rowing stuff too. Yep. And they have no need to.
No.
But it's just how are you connected through IPC?
Yeah.
It's kind of awesome, really.
It was a huge reflection point. It's like, man, like we talked about last episode, was like one small concept just rippled out, and all of a sudden like, now you're able to make an impact on a lot of awesome people, that we do some awesome things, even inside or outside the gym. It's like just that connection alone is like, it's crazy how it just ripples.
Yeah.
Make a positive impact, right? And we're trying to reach more people with that. You know what I mean? That's and we're even working on ourselves. Okay, there's a lot of people, again, people say we're intense, it's a gritty and everything else. And that's part of our personality. I think a lot of times can be, it's just, I guess it like oozes out of us a little bit, but really it's like anyone that we want to, chasing something, whether it's personal or internal, whatever like that, it's like, it could be a home here. It's like, if you have the open-mindedness and just a little bit of work ethic and just, a good attitude, we'll get better in some regard.
Yeah, I think it's misleading, right? When people say that, like it's intense. It's if you look at the demographics of the people that come through this gym, if that's what people on the outside think, then oh well, because the people who are in here, they're working hard. But it's not when you say like, oh, it's intense, like I picture people just chucking weights around and like screaming and yelling. Like it's just not that culture.
Yeah,
it's just not.
Yeah, it's just
you got people from all different ages. Like you got men and women, whatever, boys, girls. You got all ages.
Yeah,
there's people more laughing and having a good time than angry and chucking stuff around.
Huge.
The intensity is in the effort.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah, you're not wrong. And it's like, we're trying to help. Again, we have a lot of things coming up and events and things like that. We're trying to kind of get that message further across. But really, it's like, how can we continue to ripple out that, I guess, demographic and say, hey, look, like this is a place for you to like fucking, you get it, like lose weight, stay healthy, get in shape, whatever it is, athlete or not athlete. It's like, it's just a purpose. You know what I mean? Like we have a purpose and intent to help you in your own capacity slowly get that needle further to the right and help you in that regard.
Yeah, you got like Scotty's his kids coming in. They're 12, 13-year-olds just here to experience a gym.
Yep.
And at the same time, you've had guys from the CFL.
Yep.
In on their they had their conference in town.
Yep.
Like that is the polar opposite ends of the spectrum, all in the same gym at the same time.
Yep. Yeah,
and everyone's excited.
Yeah.
So
it's even when we're doing like talking about like the model and everything else. Okay, I remember earlier on we started introducing like semi-private strength conditioning, all that stuff. Like okay, do we separate athletes and like Gen Pop or just regular? You know what I mean? Like do we have that separation, like athlete blocks? And it's like I remember like even some of our mentors were just like, no, just do it all encompassing. And he's like, here's why. It's kind of like you're gonna have athletes with certain ambitions and goals. You're gonna have regular people with ambitions and goals. But it's going to be refreshing to watch just how these different demographics interact, collaborate positively. Honestly, all positively. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool for folks to see these higher, quote unquote, end athletes that are doing some crazy things and communicate with them. And it's also refreshing on the other end, like, hey, these are just folks working hard too. It's almost like they get to kind of separate themselves a little bit from this go grind, blinders on type thing.
Yeah, and the events are a good way to bring out, like, literally combine the pots, right?
Yeah.
Because the events, like, so Squatovers, original Squatover was like the scariest
2019
scariest squat event. I've never been in an event. I remember getting there early just so I can do it first, so no one was around. I was like, oh, no one's here. This is going to be great. And then as soon as I load up the bar, like, everyone walks out. Oh my god! Don't fail now.
You can't. I think it's necessary though, because you need to feel, even after you're done competing. Like, I don't really get nerves like that. I don't get that anxiety anymore. It's just kind of like once or twice a year you get to, like, put on a bit of a show, if you want to call it that. Just kind of step up to the plate and, like, what I mean? Not be afraid. Just do your whatever you gotta do the best you can in front of an audience. Almost like you kind of hold yourself, like, vulnerable a little bit. You kind of put yourself out there. So I'm gonna just see what I'm capable of in front of an audience or something.
And if you squat 190 kilos, but your goal was 200, but, like, everyone's cheering anyway.
No one gives a shit. Like,
everyone's cheering anyways.
It's just a general respect for, like, hey, this guy had the nuts to step up and just throw something around and see what happens, right? I think that's one of those things. Like, don't be afraid, step up and.
They were coming for the pig roast anyways.
Yeah, they're coming for the food. They're fucking eating something. Look around. Oh yeah, that guy's been the boy. Woo, way to go, man! And go back to fucking eating. Like, it's not even. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not all that serious.
So did you get all your starting clients by trashing them on Instagram? Is that...
Not all of them. We send some DMs that just talk shit. I think I've toned down in my years. I don't know what changed. I think it was just the young mid-20s guy at that time. I was fucking.
Well, we had met before, right?
Yeah,
we had met at a party.
I think it was a party.
And then I get this message on Instagram like, "Hey, can you do this?" or something like that. Yeah. You were posting a workout you were doing. You're like, "How is this working for you?" And I was like, "Oh, I just got called out on Instagram."
This motherfucker. Talk shit. All right, bitch. Talk shit. I'll talk. All right. Bet. Yeah. Oh, fucking. Yeah, I remember that. I was I was fucking arrogant. I was fucking arrogant. Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean,
fuck.
Totally different, right? In a lot of ways, but it worked. So
it did.
Yeah,
it did. It fucking. Yeah. That was. I think at the time it was like, we knew we had something. Again, maybe arrogant still. It was like, I knew I could do this better. I think, like, every guy is like, I can do this better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like, fuck it. Why isn't everyone who wants to get better fucking doing this way? You know what I mean? Obviously, you kind of grow and you get better at just how do we get that message to different people, different personalities and shit like that. You know what I mean? Kind of, speaking the language they understand or however they understand it. But
yeah,
just talking shit.
Yep, just trashed me, and here we are.
Yeah, here we fucking are. Yeah. I got to go over the rowing thing because I think for me, that was a fucking awesome story. I remember, I don't know if it was because I think the Indoor Ergs were happening in March 2021, maybe at the time. I can't remember exactly, but then I think it was that spring to the next year. Because when did you do the Worlds?
2023.
Okay, so it's probably March of 2022. You're on the erg, and it's okay. We should fucking just enter this competition. Like, we'll do it a year.
Yeah,
we'll do a fucking.
That's pretty much how it started. You had the erg.
Yep.
And I was like, I could try this. Like anything else.
Yep.
Why not try it?
Why not?
And you put it on my program, like intervals and stuff. And then we tried the 2K, the dreaded 2K, and yeah, it's the worst. Just literally the worst.
Yeah.
And I thought, if I can get that 7 minute, we're on to something here. And I think because Evan was still around.
Yep, he was still around.
And he came to help me, and I was like 7:15 or something, like not even really close and dying. And you're like, you should go in the event next week. I'm like, no.
Why the fuck not? I have nothing to lose.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was early in the calendar year. Yeah, because I bought the erg in February. I bought it right then. Classic impulse buy, and just started training 2Ks because I had no idea how to train. Yep. I'll just do a 2K all the time. Oh, yeah, and I think that was still early on, and I started logging a ton of mileage. I thought was a lot of mileage. It was really not.
Yep.
And then we just started brainstorming.
Yep.
What about the event at Ridley? What about that next year? Right?
Yeah. It started and
I started doing I remember doing a 10K. I'm never doing that again. That was awful. I'm never doing that again. A week later, I'm doing a half marathon. And 3 weeks later, I'm like, I could do a full marathon. Just psycho. And we started training more for it.
Yeah.
And then the announcement came out it was going to be in Toronto, the Worlds. And you're like, you got to do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, you only live once, right?
Why the fuck not?
Yeah. And then that was in the summer, and I hired a rowing coach.
Yeah.
And I realized that my programming for rowing was completely too light.
Yep.
And ass backwards. And next thing you know, I'm rowing 6 days a week, training here 4 days a week for 6 months. And it was that's all I thought about.
Yep.
Literally all I thought about.
Hyper-focused.
Oh, it was insane.
It's hard not
insane.
to. It's you're going to the fucking wheels, man.
Every single morning, 6 a.m. on the rower, and it's some of those sessions, 80-minute steady state. Oh, my God.
Yep.
And then the next day is high intensity, 3x1K, 4x1K, 3. And I'd come in here and talk your ear off. I'm doing deadlifts, talking about my splits, and you're like, okay, buddy, enough. Yeah, it was so intense. I don't know if I would do that again, but it was cool to put yourself into something that intense for 6 months.
No, I think that's the story about that though for me, which is resonating, is you have yourself that really didn't come from an athlete background.
Nope.
From a young age, or you could be in college or any of that stuff. And you just said, fuck it. Let's just put ourselves out there, and you hyper focus on that, and you train just like a college or elite athlete really would train.
Yeah, I mean,
that was the schedule.
Training 10 days a week of training.
Yeah.
Or 10 sessions a week.
Yeah.
Of training, and sometimes an extra one because I had optional Sundays.
Yeah, and a lot of athletes aren't even doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So really, you went from really not much of a background in terms of the performance side of things,
right?
And put yourself full plunged in.
Yep.
And you hopped, and you just said, okay, this thing we're striving for in February, whatever it was of that year, and you're just hammer down, hyper focus.
Yep. Yeah, I mean the mental side's generally been I'd say a strength for me. Once I buckle down on something, once I set the goal, it's hard. It's hard to back off of it. At times, you're like, oh man, can this thing not come soon enough? Super nervous leading into it for sure. Never competed in anything. It's just so much to think about. And you anyone, you set a goal and you really want to hit the goal, but you don't know if you can because you've never done it. And it's
yeah, but that's what was so impactful, was the fact that, again, people are in the same boat as you. They have careers and kids and family and everything else. You made the time to not only just train. You literally did what elite athletes would do.
Yeah.
Right? With all those factors that regular working adults have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the message.
My poor wife, she just heard about rowing all day, every day.
But you did it.
Yeah.
That was the most inspiring thing, was you get to go and watch you do this crazy thing, which, fuck you, who would have known if you ever even would have signed up for that?
Right.
Ever.
Yeah.
You pulled 6:31, although it was really 6:30, flip the record.
I know. Tough day on the erg.
Right? Just weird start. I was so fucking mad. I was like, God damn it, just it's going, damn it, just start pulling.
Yeah. Just if you didn't hear this story, I was talking to somebody when the race started. He's a really big guy in the rowing community, and he had a microphone in his hand, and I thought he was doing the ready, set, go, because I've never been in a competition before. And all the while, behind me on the big screen, everyone's names are on the screen, and it's ready, attention. I'm in mid-conversation, don't have my hand on the paddle, and then they blow the horn. I was like, shit. And then I grabbed the thing and go.
So mad.
I was so mad. I didn't sleep for a couple weeks. I didn't even sleep. Even now, sometimes I think about it, and I won't sleep for a night. Dude, it's just so bad. And then I missed the time I wanted by a second.
It was that second.
I know. It was that second. Because you can go back and look at the race data to see like when like it shows every pull and your splits and your speed at every pull. And I was like, oh, I wonder if it registered like when I pulled 2 seconds. Like pretty good reflexes, I guess.
Yep. Still.
And then I was so tired trying to catch up. And I got to the end, I'm like, hey, we can still do this. Like, we can still do this. And then with like 150 meters to go, I'm like, we cannot do this. We cannot do this. Like, I'm seeing black. I'm like, whoa, what's going on right now? And it gets to like 50, and you're like, okay, just go quick and just fall off the thing.
Yep.
Like, done.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's fucking, that was fucking memorable.
Oh, yeah. I heard Jack yelling because I was going so fast at the start. To catch up, I just hear him yelling, "Settle!"
Because we're feeling the same way. We saw the start, and we're just like, "Oh hell, man!"
Last place, right away.
Oh god, like, oh hell, man! But shit.
Yeah, it's funny because, yeah, like I said, I lose sleep over it still.
Yep.
Because like so much training went into that moment, and it's such a dumb mistake. Like it's the dumbest mistake.
Yep.
And I would be so diligent about everything, like the shoes, the seat position, the drag, like super diligent, and literally wasn't ready for the race.
Yep.
It's almost fitting that's what did me in.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like,
that was the thing.
Of all the other factors,
yeah,
the one thing that was like rehearsed, like
it was the YouTube guy.
Yep.
He threw me off.
This was the most automatic thing to do.
Just be ready.
Just fucking have your hands on the goddamn thing.
Start with the hands on.
Step 1, put your hands on the fucking thing.
Yeah. And I've never tried to come close to that time again. I think I'd just leave it for now.
Yeah.
I mean, tons of great people in the rowing community, older than I am, that are still crushing that time. So there's always another time in life to get back into it.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Right? Who knows? I want people to hear the fact that a person has out of life that's doing all that shit. They literally trained and competed like an elite athlete with all those things. It's really, the message is like, it is possible. Like making the time. Like, why is making the time important to just do the thing? Right. You know what I mean? Like, holy fucking shit. And we have some awesome people that are doing whatever it is they're doing. They're still making the time.
All the pictures are on the wall, right?
Yeah. It's like, fuck, man. So it's like,
yep.
You know what I mean? Like, and I personally never I never want to have to convince someone they should fucking, you know what I mean? Like, I don't.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it's like, there's a way to, I think, message it, and there's a way to communicate. Like, I'm never going to, it doesn't matter. I'm not pulling teeth. I can't I can't drag you to do the thing even just for your own health and well-being. It's like, I can't drag you to.
Well, think about Scotty in the back squat.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How did Scotty PR? He went over to a rack on the side
and just fucking
and started, and we all knew he had it in him.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't want to make it. That's his nature, right? I'm going to do it over here. I like this rack. Music's good. I'm going to go.
Yep.
And we came in at the end, crushed it.
Absolutely crushed it.
Yeah. Whether we were there or not, he was crushing it.
Yeah. He was in his own little zone right there. He
didn't need you to tell him.
Nope.
Didn't need any, like.
Yeah, he knew.
You helped him get there, no doubt.
He knew.
But in the end, he knew. That was his time to do it.
Yeah. No, it's, like I said, it's trying to like, get that message to just broaden to more people like, hey, like, whether you're a regular person or whatever you classify, it's like, what drives people like you, Scotty, Darren, there's like, what drives
There's tons here.
Yeah, like the list is endless for like how many
here.
awesome folks that are just, again, working folks that prioritize and make like fitness, make training, make, that whole regiment integrate with their.
Well, the leaderboard's a sneaky little thing you guys added in.
Oh yeah,
I think like
a little pride online.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, and you saw like Rachel, Destiny, like they're pushing for it. They want to be at the top of the leaderboard.
Huge.
And some days it's just let's come and get a row in. That still counts as a workout.
You step in the door, you're getting better somehow. You're doing something. Like
let's come on Saturdays and crush a cardio circuit with a group.
Yeah,
that's turned into something, right? It's like it just turned into something.
Yeah, it became, I don't know, just started out of the blue.
I might do it one day. I don't know.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah, but it's fun. Like you keep dangling these, like, doesn't take much.
No,
because everyone still wants to win at something.
I think so. I think it's just human nature.
Yeah.
Like
It doesn't have to be like I'm kicking your ass winning. It's like,
yeah,
I want this.
Yeah, there's a little pride. There's,
oh yeah,
there's a little something. There's a little drive to achieve something.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It could be the stupidest award, or it could be whatever. It's just like, hey, like.
Did they get it for April?
Oh yeah, they got the leaderboard. They got the leaderboard.
That's awesome.
I think this. By the time this comes out, they'll see they got the leaderboard. Luke dropped a couple, but they fucking
every day they're here.
Yeah, they didn't miss. They fucking did not miss.
No, and like you gotta know your limits when you're training 6 days a week.
Oh yeah.
You gotta change it up.
Yep.
You gotta mix something else in to recover.
Yep.
And that's where you guys come in. Yep. And then just be an experience in your training to know I gotta back off this day so I can come back tomorrow and hit it again.
It really, it's really just the dosage. Like it is possible to train like every fucking day. People do it all the time.
Yeah.
It's just how do you modify those, like that dosage, the right amount? Like if it's a whatever day, this day, whatever it is, like it's just smaller dose of something done frequently across the week is better than one hard day and you don't come back from another week. You're like, oh fuck.
Even when we were doing the rowing training, it was like I was thinking we're gonna match up a hard rowing day with a light gym day. Nope. And then the next day we would go so that it was never like crazy hard. You're like, you're never going to recover.
No.
So it was like go hard and be crushed. And then next day, easy.
Yep.
And then you're good.
Yeah.
And then the stressor. Yeah. So it was just working out the schedule.
Yep.
Right. To fit it all in. Insane.
Yeah.
Like I would never know. I would never have thought of it that way.
Yeah. It's well intentioned. Even coaches in sports do it all the time too. It's okay. I have a hard practice today, so we got to get easy in the gym. But tomorrow we have an easy day of practice. We'll go hard in the gym. It's like, well, you're stacking two hard things back to back, and like stress is stress. Doesn't matter if you're training, practicing, girlfriend breaks up with you, getting chased by a bear.
Right.
Stress raises cortisol. Like you have to recover from that in some regard. So by stacking your stressors on the same day and having an total easy day, you know what I mean? Like that is how we're gonna be able to regenerate in some regard. So, I think even folks that are training once, twice, 3 times a week, that kind of thing, it is flexible. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we might have a quote unquote harder day on the schedule, but really it's like if you're feeling and looking like you're beat up, it's like, we'll change this, change that, cut the dose in half. We'll
just walk in and shout modify.
Yeah. So you should have a sign. It's like one of those little stick-up signs like Wile E. Coyote. Just be like
modify.
Yeah. Red light. Fucking the red light one goes out there. So
wow, you guys are adding enough different tools too, right?
Yeah.
To be able to change up a tough part of a workout to something a little easier.
Yeah, I think we've continued. Like, the more people we interact with, the more we kind of learn different styles and feedback and everything else. Like, we've become really, I'd say, more efficient to just adapting to things as needed on the go. Because it's just I would argue we have a wider toolbox now, and say, okay, cool. Like, here's some things we can do. If you want to like quantify how you're feeling, like you will put the VBT on there and say, look, right? You might feel a certain way, but actually you're moving this pretty well considering how you're feeling. So maybe like separating.
It could be a confidence boost.
It could be a huge confidence boost, like separating how you might feel, but really you're actually performing quite well. So maybe it's not as, bad or as drastic as you might think.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then, sometimes like, I have to take the day off. So it's like, well, even the biggest thing I find with some folks too is going to be like they break their cycle in terms of like their training week. And again, people get sick, things happen, all that kind of stuff. But I think it's more just like, find a way to do something to get better that day, regardless of how you feel. Like, show up. Like, get in the car, get there, show up. Like you said, it's hard to walk in the door and not be productive in some regard. You know what I mean? Versus like, I need to take the day off today. I feel this. I think I'll just do this instead. I had a busy day. It's like, well, because now it's a snowball. You know what I mean?
And like being at a gym is to me anyway, everyone's going to be different, is an infinitely better workout than working out at home. I have a gym at home. I have everything I need at home. I still come here.
Yeah.
And the gym at home is great for it's Sunday and it's 4:00 and I just want to sneak something in.
Yeah.
Or I couldn't, the commute didn't work out today. I got to just squeeze in 30 minutes. Yeah. Like it's a good backup plan.
Yeah.
And I've learned enough to just make something work.
Yeah.
But it's not the same as coming here.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Yeah, we're fucking spoiled in a way. We have like awesome people. We have all the tools we need. Like, I mean,
you just get a little bit of a push when you're here. Like semi-private was a little bit of I wasn't sure, right? Because I went private forever.
Yeah.
Like even all through the rowing, it was all private.
Yeah.
Right? I think.
Most of it was, yeah.
I think I started semi-private for December.
Yeah, you did.
So like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Like I went 6 years of like private training.
Yeah.
This poor guy.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It's like the model we have is like, we really think that once you are competent, like, let's integrate you in that because it's a better,
it is.
It's a better environment. You know what I mean? Like you're autonomous a little bit more, and like, it's really going to, like, everything's still going to be personalized to you. It's going to be just like, you might be around 5 people, 1 person, 10 people, all doing their own thing. It's
you guys do enough to pop in, to check in at the, you know what sets are going to be hard.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You come in at that time, and you know the accessory work is generally going to be a little easier. You just make sure the form's good.
Yep.
And you let the people who have done it long enough choose the weight, right? At the end of the day, like, if I choose a 20 instead of a 25, like, you just say, oh, he's probably tired today. Yeah.
It's really, it doesn't have to be that.
No.
You know what I mean? It's more just like, be in that room. You're all in your, I think those people will push you. Like, it's hard to go in an environment like that with everyone working so goddamn hard. And not to level up a little bit.
Yeah. You know and I can't imagine people don't hit everything on their program card.
Not all the time.
No one's but generally, like, you're going to nail down everything that's on there.
Yeah, your meat and potatoes are pretty much covered. You know what I mean? Like, the accessory work can be flexible. Like, throw more of these. You want to hit more of that? No problem. Throw some of those in. Or,
exactly.
You know, you're feeling tired. Okay, cut that in half or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, it really is.
You
know what I mean? Like,
oh, it's awesome. It's just so. I mean, that's why you keep coming back, right?
Yeah, it's like I said. We're big on, you know, the community aspect and the people, and
well, even your own training.
Yeah.
Right. We'll ask, hey, how's your training? It's, well, one, I'm interested, but I'm curious too. Like, what are you doing for your training? Like, say with Miles, I see because he does the posts. And I said to him the one day, you're doing a lot of like stuff on the turf. Like, it's pretty cool to see, because like normally you see you just kind of you're lifting and it's awesome, but I can never lift like that.
Yeah.
And then he's on the turf. I'm like, man, you're moving pretty good. Like, it's just fun to see you guys trying different stuff.
Yeah. No, we're big on this being in the trenches too. Like, I'll never program or prescribe something that I myself haven't done.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know what I mean? Like, I want to make sure in some regard, like, okay, I feel what they're feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can communicate that. So if they feel something, okay, I felt that too. Okay, here's how I corrected this, or here's how I changed that, and see if that kind of solves the issue for them, right? Like, it's having a hammer, but kind of knowing where to hit. So, you know, by having the experience, I think is huge. And then myself too, at least currently, a lot of the stuff for volleyball that we're going through their off season, I'm right in the trenches.
Yeah.
Like, doing the stuff before they're doing it. So I can say, okay, I want to like improve my own things. I want to feel these things myself, make sure that, okay, it all lines up. So when they have to go through that cycle, it's like, yep, you're going to feel this. It's going to feel like shit, or it's going to feel great. And here's the focus points. And then if you feel these things here, here's how we're going to fix that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So a lot of it is going to be like, just, I think for us, could be constantly be in the trenches. Like, we're constantly learning, seeing new perspectives.
That's it.
And fucking just practice this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It does always impress me when I say, how do you do this? And then you guys do it. I'm like, it didn't look that hard when you did it. And then I have to do it. I'm like, okay, all right, there's room to improve.
This makes sense. Huh?
Anything involving balance, yeah, okay, there's room to improve. Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's different. Like I said, it's cool too when you have people come in for the first time. And I was like, oh yeah, I've been training. I've been doing all these things. Oh yeah, no, I'm good. Because we try to get a gauge, like, okay, like, what's your experience level like?
Yeah,
would you consider yourself like, quote unquote, novice? Like, maybe a little less than a year of actually doing something or whatever. Maybe you're more in the middle, or like, no, I've 2 or 3, 4 years, whatever, under your belt in the weight room or something.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you're like, okay, we're gonna try like block 0 foundational. Just see. All of a sudden, like, they get bodied, and you're just like, okay. So it's like well-intentioned, but it's like everyone's been training until they start training. It's kind of like, okay, it's almost like a whole new, like, oh, I get it now type.
But everyone comes from a different background, totally.
Absolutely.
You know, like even when I was training before, like a workout would be, it would be deadlifts. That would be the workout, and that's how I learned. And it would be, 8 or 10 sets, building up. It was always build up to something heavy, and there would be big breaks, and that would take an hour.
Yep.
And then the workout was over. And it would be like, what'd you do today? I did deadlifts.
Yeah.
Now it's like deadlifts the A or the B series, and there's a superset with it.
Yep.
You're like, oh, I have to do something during my break, which is not 5 minutes. It's like 2.
Yeah, cut in half.
Yeah. And you just adapt.
Yeah.
Because really, like, you should be able to get a lot done in an hour, especially if it's the right combos.
Yep.
And now, like, even learning, like, when I'm away, I'll write my own program. Oh, I'm going on vacation. I'm going to try something different. I can get a ton done in 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
You just learn.
They're very effective.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's certain combinations and programs.
Certain combos, and you don't mess with something that's not broken.
Yeah, like a lot of times, too, it's like, okay, like, does this interfere potentially with this? Yes, okay, then maybe you just don't put that there and put it somewhere else. Or
exactly.
Make it standalone or something, right? It really just comes down to, hey, what is the kind of North Star for, the purpose that we're training for, right? Because, again, we have various people, various athletes, whatever their goal is, like, all right, I want to, like, lose weight as an example and build size. Okay, maybe, like, 5x1 squat is not going to do it. You know what I mean? Like, let's be, in reality here, you're getting 5 hard, but you're getting 5 total reps. You know what I mean? With 5-minute break, it's kind of like that's well intentioned, but that might not be the prime driver of what's going to kind of get us to what we want to get to.
And then as you get older, like, and I hate to say it, as you get older, like, I just lose some of the drive for, like, that type of lift, and I'm like, I want to leave and go home and stand up and feel good.
Yeah.
And, like, there's a lot of guys, like, people, you see their content and it kind of hits home, right? It's like, you don't need to deadlift 500 pounds to get a good workout in. Yeah. It's fun to build up to it, but, like, the bulk of your training, just move something lighter, slower, is, like, my new thing in my head. Yep. Maybe that's a thing for Miles. Maybe that's
it's no. We're talking with even.
But you just feel so much better.
You do. Like,
it's crazy.
All those things, like, we even break it down sometimes with, like, for example, we have a guy trying to squat 160, Andrew, like, big dude, like, squat 160. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just like, if that's the target, it's like, then we have to kind of compartmentalize these things to get there. It's like a lot of the time, like, we'll lift heavy, but, like, you're still gonna have reps in the tank. It's not gonna be guns out every time, or you're feeling broken. Like, you should not fail on these prime things we're trying to do. Like, you should, the quality's there, the form is there, the positions are all there. That alone is going to save you for the 160 you want to hit, right? Yeah. Assuming you practice that shape and pattern.
And expectation of how long it takes to build.
Yeah,
like it's not a 3-week program to add 20 kilos to your squat.
It's not, like, especially if you're efficient and you've kind of, like, I would say, optimized how you've done it for a while. Like, take years to add a few kilos.
Yep.
And that's what the stars aligned.
Yep.
You slept right 8, you know what I mean? Everything kind of fell into place. So, like, even for, like, athletes as an example, we just gave a talk at a high school, like, hey, here's why, like, volleyball players, basketball players, we have the intensive, like, really intense jumps, and we have, like, more extensive or, like, lower impact amplitude jumps. Like, we're going to spend the bulk of our time in the low amp stuff. You know what I mean? Because you still get the coordination, you get all the shapes, you get the rhythm down.
Yep.
It's less taxing on your body, so you can do it for longer periods of time consistently. And then you dose in the intensive stuff.
They're energized to come back.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But if you do the intensive stuff all the time, you're going to get beat up, you're going to feel tired, and it's going to be hard. Like, it's like water in a rock. You're going to start eroding away bit by bit by bit and wondering, like, I'm not getting any better. It's like, because you're spending so much of your time doing the hard stuff all the time. It's like, that's not what training is. It's a systematic... it's a systematic process dosed consistently well over time. It's going to be like, these things will be peppered in, but you're going to probably live here for a while. Yep. The bulk of your shit will be living in this 60 to 80% range.
Yep.
And you might dose in higher percentages on occasion, right?
Even like my youngest, she's starting to work out at home. So it's kind of fun, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
But, like, the hardest part is for me to, like, come in and be like, you should do these things. And, like, Miles, like, great advice. He goes, just make it easy enough to do, but hard enough that they see a result. Yep. I'm like, well, buddy, that's your job. Like, that's my job's showing up. But, like, it is a good lesson, right? Like, I remember when the kids were little, and it was like, we're gonna go golfing, and I'm hard on myself with everything, and I was hard on them, and now they don't want to golf. And, you can't help but look back and say, had I done it different, probably it would be different. Now, maybe they don't want to golf now anyway.
Yeah.
But the time when they were little could have been different. And you just don't know what you don't know when you're, know. And now it's like, I'm gonna learn from that, because I want her to have fun doing it. And she has a friend over. I'm like, guys, like, I'll show you how to do each of the movements. Pick something light. If it feels too easy, pick something a little heavier. Write it down. Next week, you'll know.
Yeah.
And try to put stuff in there that's still fun for them. I hear them laughing. Sometimes I'm like, they're talking too much. I don't know. But they keep doing it.
Yeah, they keep showing up.
So twice a week, they keep doing it. I'm not, no complaints.
No, I think that's, even I remember, that's the thing that doesn't get talked enough about too, is like kids seeing their parents.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, lead from the front, be in the trenches. Like if your kids see you,
right.
I don't have kids, so I can't really comment, but this is what I would assume.
Well, you got 500 kids here.
I got 500 different kids. But I think it's important that kids see their parents living that lifestyle
For
too.
sure.
You know what I mean? Like I think it just,
they
emulate that. They see how it positively impacts their their parents' lives.
Yeah.
And it makes it that much easier for them to kind of grasp those concepts and those lessons early and be like, this is something I need to do, not only just for, my health and well-being, but, for longevity and learning. And
that's it.
You know what I mean? Like, I think a cool one I watched, remember like when Scotty's kid, James, was a little younger at the old spot. Scotty was doing his squats. I think it was like front squats that day.
Yeah.
And James was kind of on the side there, just hanging out with Dad. And then I remember like Scott was doing like a set, and I just kind of see James like looking. He was like curious, you know what I mean? Just kind of looking.
Yeah.
He wasn't told to do anything, just kind of looking.
Yeah.
And he kind of just wanders over to the dumbbell rack and just grabs on like a 5-pounder or whatever, 10-pounder.
Yeah.
He kind of waddles back over to like just, kind of like, 45 degrees behind Scotty.
Yeah.
So Scott's just doing the thing, and then James is just emulating.
Yeah, literally copying.
Just paralleling it, trying to mirror it. Just like every time he did one, James would do one.
Yeah.
I was like watching, I was like, that's the fucking shit.
Yeah. That's it. That's it.
That's what you want. It's like, expose them,
right?
To those good things early. Like expose them. Like let your kids watch mom and dad work out. Watch them train. Watch them like sprint. Watch them jump. Watch them try these different skills.
Watch them prioritize it.
Absolutely.
Right. Like even if they're no good at all of it, they prioritized it.
Yeah.
Right.
Help them make the time now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, see, mom and dad are busy too. But this is what we do. It's not like I have to. Like, this is what I need to do. We need to do this for our own sanity, but also like our health. And I feel good doing it. That I think resonates with them at a young age too, right? Like it reduces the barrier.
Yeah, because I mean, if I could, like I said, I started in my 30s.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of late in a lot of ways to just start. I played sports, but like never was in the gym. And now I think, my kids are already to some degree trying it.
Yeah.
So you never know.
No,
if you were going to start in your teens, got to be better.
Yeah. No, it's
got to be. I see the kids here.
Yeah.
They're in their teens, 20s. It's like, these kids can do something.
Yeah. I think a lot of times too, like I get it because, the environment, strength conditioning, we have a lot of big athletes, stuff like that. But like we want those kids probably like 11 and 12 is a good starting point for something like this, right? Where, I would argue a lot of times we've had parents ask like for young kids, like, younger than 10.
Yeah.
And really it's like, let them go play. Like, let them go play. Let them play different sports, games, you know what I mean? 2 reasons. One, that they're going to learn a diverse range of skills, fun, competitive. They'll kind of get that, scratch that itch that way. But 2, just like from the maturity level, emotionally being able to, how do they take feedback?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
sure.
A teenager, an adult, you can tell them something and they can process it and then constructively apply feedback in some degree.
Yeah.
Kids at a younger age, it's like,
I'm in trouble.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, if we're trying to do something like, hey, this might be basic and boring, like we're going to do a squat or something like that. This would be basic and boring. Like, are you able to actually take feedback and then apply it? At that age, it's a little bit trickier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, in the meantime, here, do all these things and have fun, play games. And then once you kind of mature a little bit more just through development, we can start introducing these more, complex things, if you want to call them that, but different degree. And even we train some, kids around the 10 or 11 age mark, it still was a lot of gameplay. It was like, we're doing drills.
Yeah, I remember you had the...
foam roller or something like that, ball catches.
Spike ball?
Yeah, we have a bunch of stuff where it's like just, you're going to learn all these skills subconsciously just because you're competing against your friends or whoever's in the room. Like, you're just going to play these, childish games like, hey, sprint, both of you on the line, you're just sprint and whoever can catch the ball first.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or like you're going to play wall ball or something like that where like you're learning how to like maneuver and pattern and cut and break, all those things that, physiologically we're like, okay, we're analyzing these biomechanics, but in reality, it's just like they're learning all those skills, subconsciously because they're just focusing on trying to win this game.
Yep.
Or win this drill.
Yep.
Or competing or something like that, right? But I think that's a important thing I want parents to know too, is like, but they're that young, like go play. Go outside, give them a ball, a couple friends, just tell them to play and see what they come up with. And when they get to that, age where it's like, okay, let's start trying to integrate something a little more structured, if they're more emotionally mature at that point, okay, yeah, this might be a good time to like introduce some of these patterns that honestly, if you're that young, it's not going to go anywhere. They're going to play sports. At some point, we're going to retire from sports. The one thing that's going to be consistent is going to be this shit.
Yep.
This does not go anywhere. So if you can find a love or help them at least appreciate this kind of stuff earlier,
yeah,
you know what I mean? And not like turn them away or like, oh, it's, that kind of stuff. And even, a lot of kids now, we train a lot of teams. Again, because they're with their team and stuff like that, they feel like they need to be here instead of like a want. And I think it kind of circles back to what we were talking about earlier where, we have to push people and everything else like that. And like, yeah, I understand the point of pushing, but a lot of times once athletes kind of come in here and folks come in here, it's because they want to be here now. It's no longer having to push them. It's the mission or their purpose pulls them to do the things instead of us having to push. It's like a lot of the most successful people in here, they don't need to be like, figuratively pushed to do anything because like that's essentially saying you don't want to do anything.
It's more like what can I do?
Yeah.
To get better.
Exactly.
Right.
They're almost like feel like their internal drive is pulling them to like I'm doing this thing.
Yeah.
Because I believe in what I'm doing and I'm making the time to do it. So you see a lot of kids too. It's like we're trying to teach them from the team aspects. Like yes, you have to be here because if you don't show up and coach gives you grief, everything blah. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like how can we reach you at a deeper level and say, hey, you don't have to love everything we're doing. You know what I mean? Like this might be foreign to you. You're going to learn some things. Maybe you don't understand why. Well, let's walk through it.
You just feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, right? It's a different environment.
I could see, some people, you could tell they're just not
Absolutely. So it's like, how can we kind of, meet them where they're at and say, hey, you know what I mean? This might be foreign to you.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, here's why these things, like what matters to you. Here's why this can maybe help with that. I find if you help them understand the why, it'll drive the how. And essentially achieve a better what. Here's what to do. Here's how we're going to do it. But if you understand a little bit why and like kind of resonate with them, it's going to just drive the intent. Like, okay, maybe I can get something out of this, and hopefully through that, maybe they learn to appreciate the process and find some enjoyment. You know what I mean? Try to make it fun and interactive, all that kind of stuff too. But at the end of the day, like a lot of the fundamental stuff it's going to feel uncomfortable.
You almost got to have a side class for the parents who are dropping these kids off.
Yeah, like huge, and that's
like it's a big effort, right?
Yeah.
Drive your kid. You're here for an hour. You got to go keep yourself busy.
Yep. Yeah, we were talking about something like that too.
It'd be interesting, right?
Yeah.
Like,
we're thinking about something for the fall, and like, okay, we have teams coming here, parents in the parking lot. I was like, why don't you come in? We'll do like an adult parent something going on, like that way your kids can see you doing.
Yeah.
All that, I think it just makes everything better. You know what I mean? Like,
it's all little ways to keep people tied in.
Yeah, tied in, engaged, and like,
for sure.
They're sometimes teenagers don't want to see mom and dad. It's like, no, like they're not focused on you right now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You focus on you, they're doing their thing,
right.
And like maybe your time you'll appreciate like, oh, they actually were getting after it a little bit. You know what I mean? Like there's something to talk about dinner or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
I don't know what you talk to your kids at dinner about.
I don't know. This is all assumption. This is me like from no personal experience whatsoever having kids at a dinner table. Yeah, but I figure that's probably talk to them about like get your fucking lift in today.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But
I just talk sets and reps. That's it.
Yeah. Did you hit 75% today? What was the bar speed?
You talk percentages.
Yeah.
Too.
What's the bar speed? How to look?
Yeah.
Oh, did you depth? Ooh,
Yeah.
You're 0.5 centimeters off. I don't know if that counts. Do you have to ask if it's deep enough?
Yeah.
It probably wasn't deep enough.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think the conversation with a lot of parents too is like let them navigate this uncomfortable situation. If it's foreign to them, let them learn, let them navigate, help keep them, accountable, help keep them with an open mind too.
Yep.
Like, I think it's a big thing. It's just like, we even see sometimes some parents will be like, oh, so-and-so is, studying for an exam. They can't train or they can't do this. It's like, well,
you knew you had the exam and
you knew you had a test.
It's hard.
It is hard. It's like, I get it. I don't think everything's out of malice or not well-intentioned. I get it. You want what's best for your kids. You know what I mean? Absolutely. But at the same time, and who am I? 'Cause I don't have kids. I can't. It's hard coming from me. I don't have kids. But I would assume, like, what's the underlying lesson that we're teaching them? Like, you made a commitment to something. You said you wanted to do this. But every time there's like an obstacle, and in this case, an example, it was a pre-planned obstacle. It was
for
not
sure.
You know
for
what
sure.
I mean? Like, shit happened.
I think it's hard without knowing the situation.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
It's easy to. I think it is easy to say, and you get who knows.
Yeah, it's all context driven. It's like how can we encourage a solution? Like, okay, like what if it's an hour every time, stay up an hour later, we get up an hour earlier,
right?
We do what we got to do. You know what I mean? Or if there's like, oh, hurt my thumb or hurt my ankle. Okay, great. Well, what can we do?
Yeah, exactly.
Encourage the accountability younger.
Yep.
And be like, okay, we're still going to show up. we're going to find a solution, and we're going to get better in some regard to
Yep.
it. And that building that autonomy early on is like, I think that's just going to help down the line with. Cause
you take excuses away.
Essentially get rid of that fucking that barrier, because then you're not really empowering them to
for sure
be independent.
When you're starting out though, you're excited by the idea of saying you work out.
Yep.
Just my own experiences. I signed up for the gym.
Yep.
Like this was before when I would sign up for like not Good Life, but whatever the gyms were back then, right?
Yeah.
I signed up for the gym. I'm gonna get in shape, and then the month would go by. How many times did you go to the gym? Well, I signed up for the gym.
Yep. You didn't see that part.
So like I had great intentions of going and never went because I always had a reason.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like at some point you gotta stop believing your own bullshit. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
right. And then you start to realize like the excuse is just hurting you at the end of the day.
yeah.
Right. Like and you can't say there's never appropriate time for an excuse, because for sure stuff comes up.
Yeah.
But you want to save those bullets.
Yeah.
For when something actually did come up.
Something
Legit.
Yeah, there's it's subjective, but at the end of the day, it's kind of just like, can you ask the question like, how can I today?
Exactly.
Instead of I can't because.
That's the Darren and the spoon workout.
Yeah.
It's so legit though.
Yeah.
It's just
shovel or spoon. If you feel like shit, spoon, still moving some dirt from point A to point B. Like, I think all that, again, like you said, I think early on, it can be a huge, fire to like, oh yeah, I signed up for the gym, that high, you get that dopamine fix, you're like excited. But I think putting in perspective too, it's like, okay, good, that's great. But let's learn to appreciate these things that are a little like slower burn, because this is going to fade off really quick.
To be honest, the signing up part was the easy part.
Yeah, like the paid cover, you're in. You know what I mean? Like the paid cover, you're in. So
now you got to ask the girl to dance with you.
Yeah. Like now the hard part. Oh, she said no. Damn it. Okay, fuck, I'm never coming back here.
Yeah,
like, well, damn, man, it's a numbers game. You know what I mean? But
it's true though. Yeah, I do think like a lot of just the experience of coming, you guys are good at walking that fine line though.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to discourage someone.
No, never.
But there is like an accountability component.
Yep.
And that line is moving all the time with every single person. It's hard.
It's tricky too, because like there is a line and you're like, okay, how do we keep you engaged and not feeling discouraged? Knowing that there's going to be times where you're going to fail.
Yeah.
You're not going to feel great.
Right.
How do you balance being encouraging and empathetic with realistic and be like, okay.
That's where it would be harder when the athlete's training for something.
Yeah.
Where the Gen Pop person who's really not, the goal is very loose.
Yeah.
It's flexible. Like if you get 10 spoon workouts in a row, like it's really not hurting anything at the end of the day, aside from the fact that you're going to have to ramp back up at some time because that's not the standard.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like, it's not hurting anything. But if you're training for something, it's like, I want to get in shape before my vacation. I shouldn't have waited till 10 days before my vacation to get in shape. Right? It's crunch time now. I can't eat for a week, right? But
people really underestimate they can do it a long time and overestimate they can do it in a really short time.
Totally.
Like, it's like, oh, 6 weeks? Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Well, what if you give yourself the year? I don't know, about a year. And you're just like, well...
Yeah. All those events, December, Squattober, so we already touched on it, but you have to be doing those things all year to be ready.
Yeah, you can't just show up and be like, okay, 4 weeks out. Okay,
I deadlifted the last week of November. I'm good for December. Like, you ain't good.
No. Oh, God. Yeah, it's really just kind of, how do you...
Right now you got a sore back for December.
Yeah, it's like... Yeah, we can get ready for next year.
Yeah,
we'll get ready for next year. No, it's balancing like that transparency. Like, listen, like, you want to lose X amount of pounds, you want to get this much faster. It's like, here's some physiological, like, nonpartisan stuff. Like, this is just literally just reality.
You guys are taking the emotion out of it.
We're trying. It's like there has to be something objective. Like, this is just physiology and physics. I can't, like, in terms of, like, go with the athlete example. Speed has a shelf life that is the shortest compared to all other qualities.
Okay.
Strength, power, like power, you might see a slight decrease after 10 to 15 days.
Okay.
Anything more than 15 days, it gets a little steadier drop off. Strength, about 14 to 20 days, depending, before you see a again, depending if you're feeling good, relatively.
Yeah.
Speed is usually 5 to 8 days.
Oh, don't train it?
You don't train. Yeah, you lose it. You don't use it. You lose it. Literally is speed at a certain threshold.
Yeah.
So the example we'll use is like, okay, for athletes as an example, it's okay. Oh, I feel this. I can't do this. Okay, if we skip the hard, intensive speed stuff we have to do today, we don't come back for a week and do it. we risk being a little bit slower. But then again, if you come back next week and say, oh yeah, or even if you're like feeling okay, but you didn't really go as hard as you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Now that that shelf life just expires more and more and more and more. And now it's hard to, kind of level the playing field a little bit. Because all of a sudden you're feeling a certain way. So it's like, there is like a realism, like, okay, I understand how you're feeling. I understand these things. But in reality, here's the things you have to kind of consider too. Like, you want to get faster, we have this thing coming up.
You think the knowledge in the industry is consistent or is very sporadic?
I think the fundamentals, like physiology is physiology. I think we have a pretty firm understanding. Like these things,
like you guys do, but I'm saying across the board.
No,
I mean, I know you guys engage with a lot of other coaches who are sort of like at the same level and share information. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like across the field, even in Niagara.
I think we're very honest about these things. I think sometimes we'll always be told by someone else that no, we can do that. Like they're very. I call that naive simplicity.
Yeah, or the overpromise, right?
Right. I think I call it naive. Like, oh, if there's a one simple solution, we just gotta do this. I get hesitant.
Yeah.
I'm a little skeptical. I'm like, because physiology and like the physiology side in studies, like it's very black and white, it's consistent. But humans are not.
Yeah.
Humans and how they develop and knowing there's too many factors. Even Berardi was saying on the show too, like they go deep down this rabbit hole with like different assessments for like food chemistry, gut, and everything. And we still don't know, because literally you go from like general concepts, which we all can benefit from. Like, here's a general concept that if you do these things consistently, you will get better. To okay, if we've done all those things, we can afford to split hairs and be more individualized, because understand how you respond versus they respond is going to be different. So even though I do this with this person, they respond differently here.
Yeah.
Okay. So knowing all that, the fundamental principles are sound, but how are they presented, how are they communicated, and understand that there's a lot of things we can't control. There's too many factors that are variants. Like I could have the perfect plan laid out, I mapped it out perfectly, but again, you might come in, you might not get sleep the night before, you might have something coming up that's stressful. There's a lot of things that we can't control.
So one training session or one workout is not that's one
it's one. But again, like it snowballs. If we missed this as an example, the speed thing again. Yeah. That snowballs. Okay, so now we're like, well, I didn't get this or didn't hit that. It's like, if we're looking at one particular day, it's like, what about the other hours and things that are happening? Like, we have to really expand on that. And this can be hard to communicate sometimes too, because again, there's always gonna be someone somewhere promising something.
Somebody else is. Yeah,
there's always someone like, oh, I want to, athletes. I want to get bigger, faster, stronger.
My friend said I could write this off.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, bigger, faster, stronger. Okay, well, based on these things, like, I'm going to jump 10.8. You jump 10.3.
Yeah.
I get discouraged. I hit 10.8. It's like, well, if we can get a 10.4, that's a win for you.
Right.
10.5, even better.
Yeah.
I'm not going to discourage and say, well, you're never going to touch 10.8, because I can't.
You don't know that.
It's very, very unlikely, maybe, now. Yeah. But still, so it's like, if someone's promising, no, we'll just do these things, and you'll hit 10.8, I'm like, I'm skeptical. Because I'm like, I think for us, we're fighting this uphill battle in the industry. Like, I think Miles says, I love the profession, I hate the industry. I think he always says that. He's like, I love the profession, I love coaching, I love programming, I love communicating with people and helping them. I hate the industry because there's so much misinformation, or there's, it's just an abundance of something, and someone's always promising the answer.
Yeah.
Because it's it's easy. In reality, it's like, how do you inform and help educate people? Like, this is going to take time to see an effort, and we're going to work with you to get you there.
Yep.
Right? And again, there's always someone's going to promise you, like, you have that dopamine effect, that high, like, yep, all right, I'm in. But then it's going to be a quick, say, drop off. And then there's going to be a point where you're looking back and saying, okay, well, is it that I didn't do? Is it me or something else? And and they can't back up their promises because it's too chaotic. There's no way you can, there's nothing I could probably, so even someone wants to lose weight. I want to lose, 10 pounds in 3 months. Okay, that's a decent timeline. Even I can't promise that.
Nope.
I can't.
Nope.
You know what I mean? And
all you can do is really provide tools and information.
Yeah.
How it's, and I mean, from one day to the next, it's 2-3 pounds, one or up or down, pretty quickly.
Yeah, it
just
varies.
What you ate the day before.
It varies.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's helping folks navigate that. It's like you have, and again, I think it comes down to preconceived notions sometimes, information over. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Because again, like this industry is evolving, information's evolving. We're getting, I think, closer to the mark, less wrong. Now it's like, how can we probably change some things that are preconceived? It's okay, what you thought and how you think, I should just do this and I'll lose this, or I'll do, I just got to do like 3x10 every day and I'll get bigger. It's like, perhaps is there a better way for you?
Yeah.
Maybe that would work. I'm not saying it wouldn't. Maybe it would. But you have a shoulder issue. You have a hip issue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel beat up on Easter. It's like, I can't jump. I can't do this. Like, okay, but maybe there's a way, because maybe there's a way we can get you there and introduce these things and see how you respond, adjust accordingly, and know that it might not be at this timeline that you set in your head.
Yeah, patience is a hard thing, right?
Patience and open-mindedness, you know what I mean?
And practical. Practical about the timeline.
Exactly.
I love the Berardi interview when he was like, just eat more protein and drink more water. Let's start there.
Yeah.
Like,
let's not talk about supplements.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Are you covering these
taking my L-carnitine right now or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay.
So it's like, but again, that's it's the most fundamental pyramid. It's like, just sleep.
Yeah.
If you do nothing else.
Remember your rant?
Yeah, getting more quality sleep. It's fucking free.
It's free.
Like, it's free. You sleep 8 to 10 hours a night, you're probably going to get better. You'll feel better. You're more productive. But it's like the simplest thing that's most foundational is like, we're not even doing that. We're talking about this tip of the pyramid where it's like modalities, supplements, or like this most specific exercise. I'm like, you know what I mean? It's like, I get it. It's all well-intentioned. It's never out of mouth.
Yeah, it's got to be hard though for you guys in the industry.
It is, because you're fighting misconceived notions and lack of education, or I guess perception in some ways. But you're also fighting the uphill battle of someone in the same industry is telling them the opposite of what you're trying to educate.
Another perceived expert.
Right?
Whatever,
the OT, out-of-town expert. Someone outside your area is always right. So you're like, you're not ever. Like, I try not to shit on people like, oh, they're fucking wrong, they're full of shit. Because who knows? I don't know what they know.
It could work great for another person.
Right? Not trying to burn the bridge, just build a better one.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, if they, we have athletes, people like, oh, so-and-so said I could do this. I'm like, not okay, that's fine. Then what made you want to come here? Why didn't you just go do that?
Yeah, right.
What made you want to come in and have a conversation? Because you already had your mind made up. Just go do that then.
Right.
If you already know, then go do that.
Yeah.
Right? But here's the reasons that I would probably do these a little bit differently.
Yep.
And here's why. If you can kind of understand that, maybe it'll open up some doors for you, and maybe you'll be open-minded to, okay, does that resonate with you? Does it make sense? You know what I mean? There's a lot of learning component to it. So, you know what I mean? It's those are the uphill battles that we'll always constantly try to fight and educate and help people. And, you know what I mean? Like, folks that want to, older adults that come in, like, oh, no, it's for me, you know what I mean? It's like, well, why isn't it for you? Like, what makes you, like, walk me through what your fears are, or like what your apprehensions are, like walk me through it, like help me understand a little bit better, and maybe I can help clarify some things, you know what I mean? So
you got, when you come in, right, there's no row of machines. I go on this machine, then that machine, then that machine. It's like, no, that's not how it works. Like,
people that probably grew up in the 90s and all that kind of stuff, that was the way. So things have changed, you know what I mean? So there might be some preconceived notions from that, and like, here's why this might be effective too, or not effective, right? So it's always it's an education piece, but you have to be kind of open to, and how you present that, obviously. Like, hey, help me understand where you're coming from. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think if we have those conversations more often, then maybe they can kind of see from, hey, here's why we do it this way, or here's why we might go this way. And this is flexible to change too, right? Because again, all those factors we can't control, we have to kind of meet you where you're at the day of. That happens.
Yep.
Versus someone else telling them, oh, just do X, Y, Z, and you'll be hitting your fucking PRs or your body composition or whatever else they were promised.
In the end, though, right? Like, those are still generally short-term objectives, right?
Very.
Hit my PR, hit my body weight goal, like, and that could take a couple years.
Could.
Well, you're talking about being alive for a lot longer than 2 years, so like.
Oh yeah.
That's great, but then it's like, what's next?
That is the question. It's like, it's like the yo-yo diet thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose 10 pounds in 12 weeks. Then what?
Then what?
Just go back? It's like, well, how can you create something sustainable?
Right.
You know what I mean? Where you know what you need to do, you find like an internal drive, and then you just keep checking the box day in, day out, and then also you have like a system. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like a framework that works for you, and that you can literally navigate in your chaotic, busy lives as adults. You know what I mean? It's definitely... those are the conversations that we keep trying to have and help.
But for the most part, the people who are here, they are coming, they're not a once a week. You don't have many once a week people training. It's your 3 to 4 or more.
Yep. And we try to help and educate that too. It's like one is better than 0. Obviously, anything's better than none, right? But then it's like, that's great start. Absolutely. But what you're looking to do.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not saying we have to just kind of dive in and go 5 or 6 days. I'm not saying that.
No.
I'm saying that we should look to gradually ramp up the dose a little bit.
Yeah.
Like anything else you would do to get closer to what the mark is for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like once a week is good, but for what you're looking for, this is probably, again, it's realistic. Like, this is probably what it's going to take. It does take what it takes.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like I said, it's at that, you know, like the not discouraging, but also realistic. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we kind of have to get to that point.
Yep.
If you're able to make the time, like, that's fine. But then we have to just kind of manage expectations.
Right.
You know what I mean? We just have to kind of manage, like, is this good enough for now? You feel good enough
it's tough,
now?
right? Because you're in the business, you know, you're in business.
Yeah.
Right? And so you got to walk this. It's tough because you want the sale, right?
Yeah,
like
of course.
Like any business owner.
Yep.
But you want it to be a good. You want it to be a good fit.
It should be a sustainable, like,
yeah.
We don't sell any bullshit. Like, we're very upfront, transparent. Honestly, a lot of times too, like, even like Miles had someone that was doing private. He's like, honestly, man, just do sign private. Like, you saves you money.
Yep.
You get more frequency throughout the week. You're doing all these things anyway. Just
super flexible too.
Super flexible. Yeah. Just do this. Like, it'll save you money. Like, which, you know, obviously, and then but you get the dosage and you'll get more out of it.
Right. And if you ever want a one-on-one just to reaffirm something,
sure,
done.
The option's there, but it's like, really, this might be a better fit for you. You know what I mean? Like, it really is just like we're trying to help as many people get to where they want to get to.
And you kind of find the quieter times in the schedule too, where semi-private in a lot of ways is not like a one-on-one, but it's like a 2 versus 1. Like, there might be 6 to 8 people training, and there's 3 of you.
Yeah,
it's pretty good deal.
Yeah. You know, there's quieter times in the morning. There's busier times, you know, later in the day. Like, obviously, summer we have later times that are busier, but that kind of thing. So it's like, it really is like flexible to that kind of stuff. And like, we're in the business, and I get all that, but it's like the end goal is like we didn't get here by luck. We didn't get here by selling snake oil.
Right.
We didn't get here by promising bullshit and like kind of feeding into the, you know, the nonsense. It's like, no, like, we got here because we were able to create something, honestly, I would say transparently, to say, look, people that kind of fit what they're looking to do here and they are open-minded, like, they will get better. They have gotten better and they continue to get better, but we built that foundation.
You don't keep coming back if it ain't working, right?
Yeah.
And even if it's working, it's still got to be enjoyable. At the end of the day, like, something could work, but if you're miserable coming, you're not going to come back anymore. So
it has to be sustainable both as like a, you know, the physical side, but
both
also
sides of it.
but also the enjoyment side, like creating a community. Can you interact? You have fun going, like, you know what I mean? Like, the crew, having the guys show up in the morning, like, coffee's like joking around. So that's kind of fun, right? Like, makes it fun for everybody. So, you know, it's always our job to kind of like that first person that asks a question, like, okay, cool, like, what can we help you with? Yeah. And we walk through that process and try to introduce them into like, hey, it's a different environment, it's foreign, but here's how we can get there to where you want to get to, and then kind of fit you in so you feel comfortable doing the shit you want to do. Yep. You know what I mean? And then being realistic too. Like, we have volleyball players that have knee issues, stuff like that. Like, okay, we'll do a banded TKA, but then you're gonna go jump 200 fucking times on the court
at practice or
at practice. Like, okay, but the bands are gonna do. You're like, you realize we're going from like 20% to 100, then back down to 20. You can't burn the chicken and come back and fucking do you know, all these one-off fixes. Like, oh, my physio told me this is gonna. That's the ticket. You're like, okay, we gotta kind of have a plan here of where the progression's at to get close to paralleling the shit you're gonna experience in a game.
You got mostly off season now though?
Most of our fall winter sports are in off season now. Yeah. So now we really get time.
A little more freedom in the trading, like the program cards.
Yeah, it's really shifted to put hay in the barn essentially. Yeah. Like, we have the time we call it the adaptation. So it's like stress is at the forefront because there's low gamer practices. You're going from like 5 or 6 practices a week to like 1 maybe. Yep. You know what I mean? So you have that extra time to recover. Your body can be a little more sore. You can be a little more stiff. Knowing that you have the time to regenerate versus the in-season shift. It's like, okay, now we have to optimize all the stuff we have. We can't really afford to build too much more because it's not practical. Right. We're practicing 5 or 6 days a week in games and school
so it's
stress.
Kind of a fun time for you then.
Yeah, so you get to kind of like capitalize. We're trying to really capitalize on the stuff we've done and built. Yeah. Right? And recovery's at the forefront now, like being able to regenerate to actually do it again, you know, like repeatedly over time. So,
well, I see a lot of the kids back already.
Oh yeah,
school's done, they're back.
Yeah, right away. Those are the ones that they
right away.
Yeah, they get it. They're not sitting away. Nope. They're not gonna piss away 16 weeks and not get better. You know what I mean? Like, we have to get better. Yeah. So, you know, it's that fun time of year, and I love seeing our kids come back and they're putting the work in, and they get it. You know what I mean? They get it. It's more frustrating. You have a kid, season starts. Okay, now I'm ready. I'm like, we're 16 weeks a little shy of the party, but we'll still get better. Yeah. We also have to just kind of manage how we're going to do it because now you have all these other things we're trying to balance at the same time. You're going to learn all these skills. You're going to be sore because you're learning the skills. Yeah. Plus practices, plus school, plus games. So we have to just let's be honest versus the competitor who's like, no, we're good. We're going to do all these things and we'll get. It's like, okay, but we have to be transparent. You know what I mean? Like, we can't just sell them shit.
It's cool, and the summer is busy in here. and everyone's getting after it. It is a good time training.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
The door is open. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love it. We have some fun things planned for the summer too. I think we have a seminar coming up that Aiden's putting on for women. Yeah, Lift Like a Girl. I think is going to be coming in June.
Yeah.
So a lot of fun things. I'm really excited for all that shit. So
on to year 8.
Yeah, on to year fucking 8.
It's gonna be 10 before you know it, man.
Yeah, I can't wait. Getting older is crazy. The guy in my mid-20s, and all of a sudden now I'm like, shit. I'm seeing kids grow up and more graduations coming up, and graduations are
in a month, right?
Yeah,
more or less.
Yeah, a few more graduations to go to. I gotta start planning the days out for that, but yeah, it's been a fucking ride. You've been around for the whole fucking experience of
all of it.
You know what I mean?
All of it except for 1 week.
Yeah, that's about it's fucking it.
Yeah.
So we'll kind of wrap some things up here, but what would you say to anyone who's like, busy adult, career driven, looking to get into their health and fitness? Like, what are like some things you'd say to them to say, hey, like maybe this is like a priority for you? Like, how did you kind of get over that hump? What would you say to them?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of like the staples of like you have to make the time.
Yeah.
But like you do get it back. Like I feel like I'm more productive because of it. And so like it's not a little amount of time to give up. It's 25 minutes to drive here. It's 25 minutes to drive home. It's an hour. It's 2 hours.
Yeah. It's
a 2-hour trip to come to the gym and train. But you leave your actually mentally refreshed. I just feel like, and I'm at work knowing I'm coming to the gym, and I'm just crushing work so that I can come to the gym. Otherwise, I just work slower to get through to the day. Like, It's all in your head. It's all in your head that you don't actually have time. This is coming from a numbers guy.
Yeah.
Like we log every 6 minutes of our day. So I mean, we manage our time.
Yeah.
And then you have to just expect very little, but put a lot into it.
Yeah. Slow burn.
Yeah. You come in guns blazing, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
Unless your expectation is to if your sole expectation is to put a good effort in, you can nail it every time.
Yeah.
Like control what you can control.
Yeah.
I know we talked about it a ton with the rowing, and Jack, who is my coach for rowing, he's like, you can't control what the guy beside you pulls for his time. So why worry about it?
Yeah.
Like you can control what you do. You can control how you prepare. But in the end, like all of that leads towards a result.
Yeah.
So, and have a good attitude about it. You're choosing this.
Yeah. Have fun with it.
Like you're paying money.
Yeah.
Right. That's not insignificant.
Yeah.
So don't sign up for the gym and not go.
Yeah.
Like commit to it.
Yeah.
And just like look what other people are doing. They're just regular people too.
Yeah.
There's no superheroes at Iron Performance Center.
Yeah.
Right. We're just regular people.
With weights, running, jumping, having fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
and like don't overthink it is the other thing. You guys are paid for a reason, and you ask all the questions to get the information you need to put a program together. If it's a 3-week program, do the 3-week program. Give your feedback at the end. If there's something you really hate, they'll probably tell you why you still need to do it. And then maybe you'll do a little less of it. But either way, put your trust in somebody else. Like life's too busy. Yeah. You're not a trainer. I'm not a trainer.
Yeah.
There's like one less thing in my brain to worry about. I love just grabbing the card. Oh, here's what I'm doing today.
Right.
I don't think about it until I walk in the door. Oh, okay.
Yep.
So like you guys take a lot of the thought out of it. I think a lot of people, when they try to train on their own, they're paralyzed by like what to do.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Like what equipment do I need? Just show up here. It's all here.
Yeah.
It's programmed for the equipment that's here.
Yeah. Roll up, ready to go.
Yeah. That's what you can control. Your effort and your attitude while you're here.
Yeah. Simple.
And just roll with the punches. It's not going to go like...
Yeah, it's not perfect.
It's not going to be perfect.
Never, yeah.
You're going to try to sprint. You're going to look like a fool. Welcome to the club.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. Fucking roll with it.
Roll with it.
Yeah, roll with it.
And like it's not a 1-month pursuit.
Yeah.
It just can't be.
Yeah.
Otherwise, honestly, like to me, and just don't bother.
Yeah. It's
like you're not getting in shape in a month. You're not getting none of that's happening in a month.
Yeah.
Like try to figure out something that you can just do and enjoy.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, it's playing sports, right?
Yep.
Like and that was the best way to just kind of stay active, right?
Yeah.
Play baseball, play pickup hockey, whatever. But as you get older, it's harder to do those things.
Yeah.
It's easier to fit 1 hour in at the gym.
Yeah.
3 days a week. Like a round of golf is like a 5-hour experience.
Yeah.
That's 5 trips. Like,
Yep.
so pick your battles.
Yeah. Immerse yourself in the experience. Have fun with it.
Yeah.
Just show up. Just
Yeah, and find somebody else that might want to do it with you.
Yeah, it makes it more fun.
Like I started on my own, but then Scotty started coming with me, and it was great to have somebody else to just kind of lean into. Like, yeah, we're going, right?
Yeah.
And then we kind of branched out. We're doing our own thing. The way we like to train's a little different. But at that point, we kind of like anchored our spot, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're into this.
Yeah.
And now I just see him here, and he's doing his thing. I'm doing mine.
Yeah.
But yeah, find somebody to go with.
Yeah, good training partners.
Get a training partner.
Yeah, get a good training partner. Room's full of them. Add to
somebody
the
you're comfortable with.
Absolutely.
Right? You're not going to be embarrassed when you do something. You're going to laugh together.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah, really.
Life's like way too short to get stressed about going to the gym.
Yeah.
It is literally like the best part of my day when I come to the gym.
It's just sets and reps, man. Just
sets and reps.
It's just sets and reps, man. Like, don't take it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can't remember who was here, and they were not complaining, but like, oh my god, this is so hard or whatever. I'm like, I chose to be here.
Yeah. We all chose to be here, right?
Mike, you're paying to be here right now.
we chose to be here, brother. That suffering you're doing? You're welcome.
You paid for this.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So that's it. I mean, it's long-winded, but yeah, just start. Otherwise, you'll be 40 and you'll stay, I should have started when I was 30. So start when you're 30 or 20.
Yeah.
Just get after it.
Be that simple. All right, we'll wrap it up there.
All right.
That's it, guys. Performance Matters Podcast. We're on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. Dave Teutenberg, the fucking GOAT of IPC. Right? If you want to, you can follow him on Instagram at Dave Toots. And then send him DMs if you want rowing tips.
Yeah, you got it.
Blow it up. All right.
Man. Thanks.
Peace.